There are moments in life when words are the only bridge between pain and peace. When the world feels too loud, too fast, too broken, poetry arrives not as an escape, but as a lifeline. It distills chaos into clarity, transforms wounds into wonder, and offers language for what seems unspeakable. This is not just romantic idealism, it's a truth grounded in science, psychology, and lived human experience. Poetry can save you. The human brain is wired for language, rhythm, and story. Research in neuroscience reveals that reading or listening to poetry activates regions of the brain associated with memory, introspection, and emotion regulation, particularly the anterior cingulate cortex and insula, which are linked to empathy and emotional processing. One 2017 study from the Max Planck Institute found that participants experienced chills when reading emotionally resonant poetry, similar to those triggered by music, demonstrating how deeply the brain responds to poetic language. When you read or write poetry, you're not just expressing yourself, you're reprocessing experiences. This is a core principle of narrative therapy, a psychological approach that helps people make sense of their lives through storytelling. Poetry is narrative in its most potent form, condensed, intense, and deeply personal. It allows individuals to confront trauma, grief, or anxiety in a controlled, symbolic way, turning pain into pattern. Psychologist James Pennebaker's groundbreaking work on expressive writing shows that writing about emotional experiences leads to significant improvements in mental and physical health. People who wrote about difficult experiences for just 15 minutes a day showed stronger immune responses, lower stress levels, and fewer doctor visits. Poetry, with its layered language and metaphor, may be even more powerful. Metaphor, in particular, is more than decorative, it's functional. According to cognitive linguist George Lakoff, we use metaphors to understand and structure reality. Saying, "I carry a storm inside me," isn't just poetic, it's psychologically true. Metaphor gives shape to the invisible, helping people name and manage what they feel. In times of depression or anxiety, the mind often becomes a closed loop. Rumination traps thoughts in negative spirals. Poetry breaks that loop. Reading a poem by someone who's felt what you feel, even across centuries, reminds you you are not alone. This is profoundly healing. In a study published in the Journal of Poetry Therapy, participants who engaged with poetry showed increased self-awareness, reduced stress, and enhanced ability to cope with emotional challenges. Poetry gives readers both a mirror to see themselves and a map to move forward. Poetry demands stillness. It slows the reader down, forces them to breathe, notice, and feel. In an age of distraction, this is revolutionary. It resembles mindfulness, a practice shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Poetry is mindfulness in motion. As poet Mary Oliver asked, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" Such a question doesn't just sit in your head, it enters your heart. Consider the stories of those whose lives were turned around by poetry. Veterans with PTSD have found healing through writing war poetry in programs like the Warrior Writers Project. Prison inmates in poetry workshops have used verse to rediscover humanity in places meant to strip it away. Survivors of trauma have used poetry to reclaim their voices, telling truths that once silenced them. Even in clinical settings, poetry therapy is gaining recognition. The National Association for Poetry Therapy supports work in hospitals, schools, and counseling centers, proof that poetry isn't just art, it's medicine. In a fractured world, poetry teaches us to listen, to ourselves, to others, to the quiet voice within that says, "Keep going." It doesn't promise easy answers, but it offers understanding. It offers beauty. And sometimes, that beauty is enough to remind someone that life is worth living. Poetry saves, not by solving problems, but by making space for truth. In lines and stanzas, it holds our grief, our hope, our rage, our love. It connects what's broken. It connects us. And when we feel most lost, it gently, powerfully says, "You are still here." And this too, is part of your story.